In the very near future, a remote tropical island, remnant of ancient humanity's first civilization, rises from the ashes of a world gone mad to become paradise reborn.
You have remembered your Kuleana mission. I am so glad.
Do I know you?
Silly man. Come closer.
Come on, Dad. Tell me the story of the Renaissance again. It's so juicy.
Well, sweetie, 2011 was a year to remember. In January, chaos had erupted worldwide. The global economic collapse led to riots and the breakdown of societies around the world. Weather-wise, catastrophic storms came one after the other. Everywhere, fire and ice more severe than anything ever recorded. And the weather in space had NASA freaked out. By the end of January 2011, NASA had 3 satellites in space keeping a constant watch on the sun.
This is no joke. They say that the sun is getting more active, and scientists are concerned that it could take down power grids and satellites.
Our research and development team had been aware of this for some time and had developed Project Hotspots, a plan to create small backyard solar electric farms around Maui to provide simple backup power to charge people's cell phones and laptops in case a huge solar flare fried our electric grid. We finally convinced Mayor Arakawa and the county council to get on board. How? We scared the hell out of him.
Everybody, the sun, it's the source of all life, and it could mean the end of life as we know it. NASA did a study, and its findings are now out.
Imagine energy bursts with the strength of 1 billion hydrogen bombs erupting on the sun's surface. Powerful electric charges can be sent rocketing towards Earth. In 1989, just a minor flare knocked out electricity to millions of Canadians.
Now, what I'm reading here scares me to death.
It would literally paralyze all the United States, not just for a day or an hour, but for months to years. Transformers would short circuit and burn out. Satellites would be fried to a crisp. We'd be thrown 100 years back into the past.
So with $8,000, we built the first hotspot on Maui, and we put it in the Weinberg Field in Lahaina, home of our first healthy homeless camp of Maui. Instead of a blight on the neighborhood, our Kuleana camp became a precious resource. And come early February, NASA revealed the news. Their 3 solar satellites gave us for the first time a look at the far side of the sun. And behind the sun, NASA found a mysterious planet hurtling towards the Earth, and someone on Planet X was beaming radio signals our way. But we had our own ETs much closer to home. For 10 years, the Mauians had been on Earth, quietly bringing in the ultimate storytelling tool, the computer graphics card. We could now create visions of paradise, changing the islands with the sassy power of dancing light. So in partnership with the Mauians, we immediately put their high-tech miracle into play with the Makalani Initiative, a planetarium project that made learning science fun again, and even better, empowering our kids to be digital cultural storytellers, creating and showcasing their own stories inside the ultimate 3D experience, full dome planetarium shows. And so it was that the very first planetarium on the island of Maui was a homemade 12-footer costing all of $700, finding its home in the Honokowai Valley, bringing cultural stories alive for kids of all ages. By March of 2011, many Mauian voices were in the winds, whispering a common promise. The future is in the past. Inside this mysterious prophecy, a course of action revealed itself. The breath of life had brought back the old ways to be lived anew with the mana of the Kama'aina children of the land. now. By then it was April and things started happening fast. The Renaissance of Maui 2011 project was born and did two things. First, partnering with Maui Land and Pineapple, we created the Plantation Camp Preserve in the hills above Kapalua. Composed of a handful of camps inspired by Hawaii's past, this village is alive with Mauians living their cultural kuleana, growing food, flowers, and futures. These campgrounds sprang up quickly and without much fanfare, since they require no permanent infrastructure, are 100% powered by free solar electricity, and provide a safe haven for Mauians displaced by foreclosure, unemployment, and old age. And number two, right down the road, we established the Maui Renaissance Institute at the newly bankrupt Kapalua Ritz-Carlton Hotel. The Maui Renaissance Institute has become headquarters to several new paradigm projects, including a new home for Bear Ass Productions movie studio and filmmaking school. Yes, Mayor Arakawa loved it, as it proved to Relativity Films that Mauians are serious about filmmaking, and that we're committed to growing the new screenwriters, producers, and special effects wizards, so natural to telling the stories of the myths, legends, and magic of Maui. The Institute is also headquarters for Project Inspire, a program recognizing that many of today's kids are smarter than we are, and there's no time to lose. So we gave them seed money and got out of their way. 3 Lahaina Luna High School kids started, own, and now operate a West Maui farm, growing food for locals and free flowers for hula dancers. 2 other kids opened a digital talk story cafe to indulge Mauians' advanced computer skills in a fun and profitable enterprise. In fact, all these activities sparked entire new industries and jobs for kupuna, kuleana counselors, new media producers, and new areas in education and marketing.
And then there was the princess. It was summertime when I met Princess Lehuanani of the village of Mokopula.
The great-granddaughter of Kamehameha III's wife, she was busy teaching classes on Hawaiian values, and she was living in her van. Living ali'i princess, homeless, not acceptable. So this inspired Project Restoration of the Living Ali'i and Ahupua'a of Waine'e. And partnering with the Kanapali Land Management, by September we re-established the upland area of the Ahupua'a as a living village and farm. Turns out this inspired a local billionaire to give the money needed to complete the restoration of Moku'ula village. And in all her regal glory, a princess returned home. And so it is that a completely new visitor industry of social, cultural, and economic advocates now comes to the island of Maui to experience for themselves the Pu'uhonua of the Pacific, our sacred island sanctuary, alive with visions of paradise.